Hello and welcome. You're watching FYI. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. Now, vaccines. It's almost time where the younger lot in the country that's above and below 65 actually, who got into vaccination in the second round, well, they are almost nearing their second dose. And while we're looking at those numbers, our vaccination numbers, not as impressive really as it needs to be. In middle of all of this, in middle of we reporting news about Covaxin having a shortage, not having enough to vaccinate the country just yet. How are we going to make all the cover in for all these numbers? There has this new concept that has come in, which is mix and match of vaccines. Now, we've discussed this in the past on FYI as well, where we told you which countries were mixing and matching, what were the concerns at that point. And in India, we had told you then that the ICMR was considering this. And now, after doing their due diligence, they have come up with a report. And today on the program, we will talk about that report. What happened when ICMR mixed Covaxin and Covishield, and the results, are they encouraging enough for the same to be done in India? So without any further ado, let's get into our explainer. First up, 4 things that we really need to know about the mixing and matching of vaccines. Now, this is not new. Remember that it started with the HIV research. So not just with the COVID-19, but earlier in similar treatments as well, the mix and match has been done successfully in certain cases as well. Mixing of doses can actually help avoid immunity against a vaccine. Now, remember, we looked at Delta plus variant of the virus. We also talked about how vaccines are built on a particular variant, and if the variant changes, what about the immune cover? Will the efficacy change, etc.? So mixing and matching is basically to give you a cocktail so that you have better immunity against the virus and the future variants that might come in as well. Number 3, mixing vaccines can actually elicit a stronger or longer lasting response. We talked about that in the last episode as well, when we told you that while the mixing of vaccine gives you higher immunity, it also gives you higher side effects. That's something that we need to be watchful about. And number 4, mix and match could actually help us fight the variants, like I have said already. So what exactly has been done in the country so far? Now, we looked at how all the countries and the reports have come in from each of these countries. NIV Pune did a study where they mixed Covishield and Covaxin. Remember, one is adenovirus, the other one is a deactivated virus completely, that is Covaxin, and they mixed it and they saw better results again in immunity. In Spain, what did they do? They mixed Pfizer dose about 8 to 12 weeks after AstraZeneca. So they ended up mixing actually an adenovirus, which is again AstraZeneca, with an mRNA vaccine. And again, the result that they saw was immune response became stronger. That means better immunity. In Germany, what did they do? They mixed doses that led to stronger immune response over there as well. And in UK as well, the trial that was done of mixing and matching of vaccines, in fact, it was given out also to a certain set of people in an age group over there, and they saw good immune response irrespective of order in which the vaccines were given. And this was again done with AstraZeneca followed by an mRNA. In that case, it was Moderna and Novax, etc. So all of these things actually tell you at this point that countries have experimented this, it has worked for them. But if you see the pattern over there, they used AstraZeneca and then they mixed it with mRNA. In India, that's not a possibility as of this moment. In India, we've only managed to mix our Covaxin and Covishield, and thus the questions that arrive over here. The questions that come in at this point is that trials have been too small to test effective combinations just yet. They've been done on too few people to actually have an effective sort of report out. Even the ICMR report, remember, is not peer reviewed. They're still waiting to have others sort of do an analysis and for us to get a clear picture on things. Also, large-scale efficacy studies are becoming difficult at this point, and 2 different vaccines, like we said, the concerns again remain on who will be able to take that amount of side effects as well. Like I said, higher antibodies but higher side effects as well. Also, the concerns are that the studies have picked up 2 picked up rare events such as clotting. They are not being able to pick up those rare events as well, which is a matter of huge concern. Now, but apart from that, this is already a worldwide phenomena, and let's now quickly recap what all countries are actually using this cocktail of vaccines, and they're obviously doing it in different age groups. Bahrain is doing it, Canada is doing it, China is doing it, Finland, France, Norway, Russia, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, UAE, UK, USA. All these countries are already using a cocktail of vaccines. So, is this something that India can consider? Is this our way out of fighting out the vaccine shortage? Officially not a shortage, but we are seeing that already on so many people, especially in rural India, returning back saying the queues are too long, or the center is shut, or they've exhausted their vaccines. This seems to be a regular affair now.